How dull. I don't sense any enemies nearby. I know. Would you all like me to tell you a story as we climb? What kind of story? One from long ago, long before the grandparents of anyone here were born. In the very beginning of this world, there was only water, until one day a girl appeared. The girl was very clever, and she forged the first land. Then she made trees and flowers, and then she created beings. The girl was you, right, Yune? Or are you talking about Ashira? Both, really, and neither, actually. At first, the girl was excited by her new world, and she thought of little else. Then she started feeling lonely. Everyone, every being she'd created was different from her. Not a single person that could truly understand her. All alone, she grew sadder and sadder, crying for thousands of years. Then some creatures began to grow and change, becoming more clever and sophisticated. They tried to comfort the girl and eventually grew closer to her. That was the birth of the Zunanma. They were your ancestors, Bjork, Laguz, everyone. In Banyan, we are taught that the Zunanma were human. Bjork ancestors. I'm sure there was some selfish reason why the senators would teach that. Probably helps justify Laguz slaves. It makes me wonder what else in my country has been warped beyond recognition. It's possible that the truth was simply misunderstood, like the way everyone calls me a dark god. But let me continue. The Zunanma worshipped the girl as their own goddess. They said her hair was as striking a color as the dawn's first light, so they gave her a name. The goddess of dawn. She was a much-loved goddess. The goddess of dawn. The Zunanma continued to evolve and change, giving rise to a variety of races and tribes across the land. Naturally, each of the races thought their own was superior to the others, and conflict arose between them. The goddess tried to make peace amongst her people, but nothing could stop the warring Zunanma. Trying to separate the factions, the goddess gave them different names, Laguz and Bjork. But this only intensified their conflict. Hydrate and stretch, Tinky Rose. Ugh. And then the Great Flood occurred. The goddess was only trying to bring an end to the fighting. But her power was so great that all the continents were drowned in the flood, all except Teleus. Are you sure about this story? It's very different from the histories that we've been taught. True, in Hatari we learned that the flood was a punishment, but this sounds like she didn't even do it intentionally. That's why we have always been so adamant that the Dark God must not be released from the medallion. Laguz rulers have been taught this for generations, though it was particularly stressed in times of war. Among Bjork nations, we only know a vague fairy tale about the Dark God stirring up a great disaster. Neither the Laguz nor the Bjork have an accurate depiction by the sound of it. I wonder where the story got twisted. There is another standing in our way. I have a feeling he might be able to tell us. Father? Huh? My father. Just beyond these doors. My father is waiting. The Gensi, king of Goldoa. He's supposed to be one of the three who defeated the Dark God, Yune. He has been blessed by Ashira. Not only that, but it's a powerful, resilient blessing from long ago. He may be nearly impossible to defeat. Let's get everyone together. There's no better time than now. I was hoping to avoid this until we reached Ashira. Actually, I hoped not to have to do it at all. But she's left me with no choice. I will give you the blessings of Yune, goddess of chaos and freedom. In their natural state, the attacks of mortal creatures have no effect on divine beings. When Ashira set out to defeat me, she gathered her strongest warriors and bestowed on them some of her power. This is called the Goddess's Blessing. She empowered the dual swords of the Bjork swordswoman Altina, the Laguz warrior Soen, and Degensi, the leader of the dragon tribe, were also blessed. I failed then, but this time will be different. I'll use Ashira's own tricks, and I won't be defeated. Everyone, take some time now to ready yourselves. Bjork, be sure to equip your best weapons. I'll begin when everyone's ready. And we have info. Micaiah. Are you alright, Micaiah? Yes, I'm fine. How about you, Soth? Are you alright? You're not hurt? I'm not a child, Micaiah. When are you going to start treating me like an adult? Show me your hand. What? Look at your hands. They're so big. They were so small when we met. Micaiah. Sorry, am I interrupting something? Commander. It's alright, Ike. How can we help you? I was scrounging around in my stuff and found some extra medicine. I figured I'd ask around to see if anyone needed it. I need to go get ready. Hey, there's no rush. We still have... He didn't catch a word of that, did he? I'm sorry about that. How long have you been with him? A long time. I met him when I was hiding out in the back alleys of Navasa over 10 years ago. He was so skinny, but his gaze was so piercing. I wondered how such a young boy could look like that. And look, see, that's another sign of how she's aged so slowly. One day, I noticed he was standing close to me, just watching. He continued like that for a few days. One day, I held out my hand. He was suspicious of me, but came over anyway. He looked like a scared animal. Then his little hand slipped into mine. It was shaking. His fingers were so thin and frail, I couldn't let go after that. After that, we traveled together all over the continent. No matter where we went, we were always together. The first time I met him, he'd hidden on a ship we were taking. He mentioned he was looking for someone who was like family to him. It was you he was searching for, wasn't it? I tried to leave him behind. When we went to Crimea, I split off from him and took a ship to Banyan. But when I reached Banyan, war had broken out between Crimea and Dayan. I knew I had to return to Dayan to look for him. I couldn't find him, so I went to Crimea, but I still couldn't find him. We found each other again after the war in Dayan, in the back alleys of Navasa, where we first met. You took routes opposite to each other. When I told him why I disappeared, he got so angry. I'd never seen him get so emotional before. I can't say that I blame him. I'd be pretty furious if I heard someone that I loved was wandering around two countries at war. Besides, I'm sure he'd hidden his feelings about being abandoned until he saw you again. I thought I was reaching the limit of how long I could stay with him. He grew each and every day, but I remained the same. I didn't want him to be harmed by the curse I lived with. Can you imagine how hard that would have been on him? You mean the blood of the Laguz? So you knew. Did you find out from the boy who's always beside you? Soren? Yeah, I guess you both know how to recognize people with a similar nature. Yes, he and I are both branded. Don't use that word. You and Soren are both people, just like me and everyone else. People. You're just like Yune. You call both Lagoos and Bjorks people. Why should I care about the color of your hair, eyes, or skin, or your ears, wings, or tail? No matter how long you live or what powers you possess, we're the same. At the end of the day, we're all people. Soth talks that way too. His time with you changed him. Thank you, Ike. I've made up my mind. About what? I didn't realize we were doing anything but talking. I thought I might travel to a far-off place after all this was over, but I won't. I'll go back to Dayan. No matter what happens, I'll have Soth by my side. I have nothing to fear as long as he's with me. It seems the feelings between you two run both ways, but that's probably the wisest choice for Dayan. And Soth, too. Anyway. Oh, may I have some medicine? Oh, yeah, I almost forgot. Survive, Micaiah. We need you, and the goddess you host, to save the people of Teleus. Yes, I know. And we got an elixir. We are going to send the extra Thani, the lower used to Thani. There, we have Tsunaki. Zelgius is the Black Knight? I don't know what to say. It's unbelievable. What was he like in Banyan? He was the right-hand man of my most trusted aide, Duke Sephirin of Persis. He was a hero, a perfect general, and the best swordsman in all of Teleus. He was never anything but loyal. But he was serving another country. It makes me wonder how Sephirin is doing. I doubt he's been turned to stone. Even though he was captured by Lacane and forcibly removed from his post, he'll have found a way to persevere. Sigrun always said there's no other master of the arcane arts who can compare with the Duke of Persis. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Ike, don't tell me you suspect Sephirin. Well, look at the facts. Don't trouble your mind with that thought. He would never betray me. It's nice to think so, but if he's not petrified, he'd have received a message from Yune. So where is he? The goddess isn't perfect. She said so herself. Maybe the message didn't reach everyone. You have to admit that's a weak excuse. Let's leave it at that for now. We need to focus on moving forward. Please, let's. Oh, I almost forgot. I have something for you. What is it? Well, you're my trusted aide, just like Sephirin. You have to live, so protect yourself with this. A mercenary with a contract to act as aide to the Empress of Banyan. Who'd have thought? But thank you, Tsunaki. You're welcome, Ike, and thank you. And we got Avis and Raison. Ike, take a look at this. Hey now, where'd you stumble across it? Lying around inside the tower. It seemed like the sort of thing I should bring to your attention. That's very nice of you, but you didn't have to. Do whatever you want with it. Really? Do you think I'll be able to use it? Well, don't get hasty. I don't think it's right for you. I know, I'm just kidding, Ike. Thanks. It's a very rare item. I'll cherish it. Please do. And we got guard. And we are going to send a vulnerary right now to the convoy. And then we have some options. No. Info we just did. Items. So they're the same, really. Well, unfortunately for me, we're not at a base. Oh, Rose, I looked down from all my stuff and thank you. Sam says hello half far from him. Aww. Thank you. And tell Sam I said thank you too, okay? That's so sweet. Oh gosh, I'm so nervous, you guys. It's just, you have no idea what's coming, and it's so hard. I think we're all ready. I'll need the Lagoos to transform. Let's begin. Okay, I'm all done now. Phew, that was really hard. I think I need to rest. Micaiah, are you feeling all right? You don't look so good. I'm fine. Thank you, Sa. What happened to Yune? She's sleeping. She wants us to take it from here. All right. If we're all set, let's move out. I wouldn't say we're all set, but you're not giving me any other options, so here we go. I think we're going in. I need a sound effect for that. Hi. Hi, Oceanic. Hope you're doing well. Father. The Dragon King, Degensi. Kurthnaga, I wasn't expecting this. It's safe to assume that you've come prepared to fight? How many times have I said it now? How many times have I warned against starting another war? We have betrayed our vow to our goddess. We should have learned, but the fighting never stopped. Now we must pay for our crimes. We must take responsibility and accept Ashira's judgment. No, you don't understand. It wasn't the war that awoke the goddess. Oh, hey, Sam. Thank you. I don't know. I don't know how it happens. I wasn't talking about red armor this time, so it wasn't that. No, you don't understand. It wasn't the war that woke the goddess. It was my song, The Galder of Release, freed the goddess. You can't expect me to believe that. We will wait here patiently for the punishment we deserve. If you are unwilling to await judgment, you will stand against the greatest of all dragons. Rawr. Where's Maggie would say, ah. Oh boy. Dragons. The king of dragons. He's scary. Oh, thank you, Sam. Thank you for hanging out with us. Father, no. Why must we fight? There must be a way to talk this through. It's no use, Kurth. We have no choice but to fight. We must reach the goddess, and not even the king of dragons can stand in our way.